What if the financial peace you've been chasing isn't about making more, but about managing better, building stronger, and passing down a legacy that outlasts you? Whether you're a single dad navigating financial stresses in the world, or a single father on the verge of not being single anymore and not having to worry about financial matters, here at this podcast, we break down money in the simplest fashion, practical ways, rooted in principles of not only faith, but just your everyday life experiences. We grow wealth, but also we protect your family and your decision making. Because financial freedom isn't just a dream, it's a strategy. Hi, my name is Jacques M. Joseph Jr., and welcome to the Financial Academy podcast. This is season 1, episode 4. And what we do here, we really reach out to single fathers, whether you're in the state of Florida, where I am. Of course, I represent 305 Miami-Dade County, Florida. Go Hurricanes. Or you're in a different state. It doesn't really matter. But I want to talk to you guys. You men who are single fathers, either you're dealing with a situation where it's not premier for you, or you came out of a long-lasting marriage or situationship and you can't fathom to not see your children or have to deal with custody, deal with visitation rights, whatever the case may be. Yes, we'll talk about that. However, I want to put it in your mind as a single father, as a man, that whatever the situation is, however much you're paying in child support, you too can be financially free. You just need a game plan. You need a specific strategy for your situation. And again, everybody's situation is different, okay? I know you're probably watching this and you're saying, man, you don't understand. My BM is tripping. She different. Everybody's baby mother is different. All of them are different in your scenario. Mine is different. If it's up to me, I would say some things, but that's not what we're here for. We're not here about that. We're just trying to get you to build a legacy for you and your children's future. So I want you to get that into your brain, into your mind as a man. This is for you to build a legacy, to get to the next level. So now, what do we talk about? What do we want to discuss today? We want to discuss building your financial house. You may have never even heard of that term, building your financial house, or know what that is. I'm glad that's what I'm here for. I had to go through this, and according to a rapper, I go through it so you won't have to go through it. So what is building your financial house? Building your financial house is basically a game plan slash strategy in order for you to become financially free. It entails what exactly? Several things. Depending on where you are financially and what your situation is going through is how you will build it. But realistically, we all know when you're building a house, you never want to build a house starting off with the walls or the windows or the chimney or the fireplace. You always want to start off with a solid foundation. Anything in life, you always need to start off with a solid foundation. Depending on how high you want to go with your home, that's how deep your foundation has to be. Prime example, if you want a 2-3 story home, you have to dig in deep with a foundation of 2-3 feet down. So that's what I mean, building up the foundation. And then there's next steps. Of course, you lay down the cement, then you build up the walls, and then you put in the plaster, then the electricity, the whole nine. It's basically, if you're in that industry, you understand exactly what I'm talking about. But here in the financial industry, there's other steps. What is the foundation of a house in the financial industry? Normally, it is, you would think, investments, building wealth. Yes, that's part of it. But the main foundation is your insurances, your income protection. Now, a lot of you individuals or single fathers don't know that you have access to these things. You really don't know. And that's, again, that's why I'm here for you, because I had to learn it in order for my child and my people to be straight. So now you can listen to this and do the same thing. So, foundation, life insurance or so-called income protection. There's several different types. Me personally, I have a specific type that I like, which is level term insurance. That's just strictly me. You may find something that benefits you in your situation. You may make 500,000 plus dollars and you're a single father because you came out of divorce or you had a settlement, whatever the case may be. But for me, I like level term insurance. And then you have your health insurances. You want to make sure that you have health insurance, not only for you, but also for the child, because that comes in handy, especially when it's time for you to go ahead and visit the court system or have to go through mediation, or just in totality of being a human being. You want to make sure you have insurance as a father to take care of your child. You want to know exactly what's going on with your child and their health at all times. I was in a situation where I didn't know. I was locked out of that. And because of that, I almost ended up having a bad situation with my child. So, just a brief story about that, real quick. My child is allergic to nuts, tree nuts. I didn't know. And then dairy and then ice cream, the whole nine. I didn't know. So, I gave him ice cream and then their face swelled up. Didn't know. And they come to find out after the fact, when I went to the other party, they already knew that our child had allergies and they didn't disperse that information to me. So that's what I'm talking about. You always want to make sure that you have health insurance in place and you want to be well equipped and well aware of what's going on with your child's health. And then lastly, you want estate planning. What's estate planning? You want to make sure that if something were to happen to you as a person, we don't know. The older we get, our health normally declines. Usually, your back pain, knee pain, something happens. You've been eating bad all these years and it starts to catch up with you. You want to make sure that you have a will, a living will, a power of attorney, and a trust. Now, how do you get all of these things? That all depends on your state and who's your attorney. Now, is it going to cost you something for all of this? Yes, it's going to cost something. It always costs something. But I'd rather you pay it forward now for later. God forbid you were to walk out the house right now and you get hit by a stray bullet, or you get into your car and you have a car accident and nothing was left behind. See, I'm a firm believer, and I am an actual believer of Jesus Christ. But I'm a firm believer, and it says this in Proverbs. A good man leaves behind riches for his children's children. And if you're a good man, that I know that you are looking at this screen, you'll do the same. You want to make sure that that foundation is real solid, that there's no question intact. And let's say that your child is younger than 18 or the age of majority in your state. You always want to have a trust in place, especially if you do not trust the other party to manage their finances well. If they are dogging you financially when it comes to child support, trying to keep your child away from you, trying to get more money out of your pocket, or whatever the case is, and you feel in your hearts of hearts that if my child is with them and I'm no longer here and I left something behind, I need to make sure that my child gets it. So that is why estate planning is foundational. Again, a will if you pass away, a trust if you were to pass away, a living will if you become ill, power of attorney. If you can't speak, you can't write, or you can't do anything, you need to have somebody that can do something on your behalf to go ahead and get funds from the bank or sign documents on your behalf, especially if you have small and young children. Now, what's next on that building block when it comes to building your financial house? budgeting and emergency fund. Well, I would rather not say budgeting. I would rather say having a spending plan and then an emergency fund. Now, the rule of thumb is this, and this is not me making this up. This is all over. The rule of thumb is for an emergency fund, you want to have at least 3 to 6 months of all living expenses. Why do you want to have 3 to 6 months? Let's think about what happened in COVID. How many people lost their jobs, couldn't go back to work, they were ill, they just didn't have the means financially to make payments. They lost their homes, foreclosed, whatever the case is. So you want to make sure you have at least 3 to 6 months of your living expenses. Now, I'm not talking about your hobbies and your habits. I'm talking about your rent, your electricity, your water, your food, your gas, your insurances, main priorities that you can live on. Everything else is all secondary. That's all it is. So if you make $5,000 a month and your expenses are only $3,000 a month, you want to go ahead and multiply 3 times 3 months. Whatever that is, that'll be $9,000 saved away in a savings account, whether it be a high yield savings or a money market. Doesn't matter. As long as you put it somewhere and you never touch it and you just leave it there. Now, getting into the spending plan is basically whatever you bring home and whatever you're going to spend money on. That's it. Now, I know you're hearing, man, all of this is going to cost me a lot of money. If you're not making the figures that you want to make currently right now, that's okay. You don't have to build it all in one day. Rome wasn't built all in one day. Hell, it takes a football program 4 to 5 years to become a championship program. So if you're starting today, like I was at one point, starting from the bottom, it takes time to get to this point. So your spending plan is whatever you spend money on, whether it be going out to eat, if you have a lady friend, if you want to go hang out with your friends and go to brunch, whatever the case is. Your spending plan and your emergency is the next block. Then you want to look into your debt elimination. If you have credit card debt, if you have a car loan, whatever debt, student loan, anything that you owe money back, you want to do everything you need to do in order for you to eliminate debt. That's the play. You have to get rid of your debt. It's the only way. Then you want to get into your investments, your retirement funds, your short-term, your mid-term, and your long-term type of goals that you may have. And then lastly, you want to reach out and get and build the top of the house, which are your goals and your dreams. What do you want to do? If money wasn't a factor in life right now, what would you do? Would you travel? Would you go on the mission field? Would you help little kids? Would you paint? Would you golf? Whatever that case is, whatever your goals and dreams are, that's what the top of the house is. So a lot of times people like to do it upside down. They like to focus on their goals and dreams and then have the foundation way up top. No. We want to make sure you build your foundational house or your financial house perfect, exactly the way you want to. So, gentlemen, please listen to me. In order for you to become financially free, you have to learn how to build your financial house the right way. And I'm here to help you. So thank you for tuning in to this episode of the Financial Academy. I'm Jacques M. Joseph Jr. Peace. I'll see you on the next one.